Okay, today we're gonna go over the functionality of your bike and how to effectively operate everything on your bike correctly. The first thing you're gonna do once the bike is all assembled is charge it. You can turn it on, but likely it's gonna be at 50% charge when you get it. So we're gonna start plugging it in. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, you're gonna grab your charger, you're gonna plug it into the wall, and you're gonna start with, as it comes, with the HiGo connector. This is where it disconnects if you do have the battery out of the bike. But since we have the battery in the bike, flip down the rubber cover and just clip it in until you hear it clip. You're gonna see over here that it's charging. The red light means it's charging. You can peel this off if you like, but right now it's charging. Okay, to turn on your bike, it's okay to turn on your bike while it's charging. You want to find your keys. I'm going to show you how to operate this with your key fob. So here you have your lock button, your unlock button, and your lightning bolt. And then you also have your alarm horn. So to unlock your bike, you need to press the unlock button once, and then the lightning bolt twice, and it will turn on. And you can see it's charging. Now, to turn off your bike, you just need to press the unlock button once, and it turns it off. Think of this as your power on and off switch, and then this is the lightning bolt is to turn it back on. But to lock it and arm it, you press the lock button. Now the alarm is locked. So this is your alarm button right here. So to unlock it, again though, you press unlock, and to turn it back on, you press the lightning bolt twice. We've talked about your key fob, but your key fobs also come with some keys for your battery cover. We'll just go down here and show you how that works. You just go in here, unlock it, you can pull the key out, and then you'll just slide this cover back and just pull it back like that. And that will give you access to your battery. Inside of here, you'll have your battery straps and then your QS9 battery connector. To pull this out, you just basically grab with two hands and you pull, and you can pull this out to then remove the battery, unstrapping it. The battery will pull straight out. So now we're gonna learn how to operate the controls of your bike. Okay, we're gonna talk about the display and how to read it. On your left side, you have your miles per hour, and then you have your odometer that tells you how many miles you've actually traveled on the vehicle. In the center, you have the Onyx logo. Just below that, you have your modes. Those modes are grayed out right now because it's in park mode. Just below that, you have the actual run time of the vehicle. So this has now been running for 4 minutes. And then just below that, you have your volts. To your right, you have your percentage and your percentage meter. And then you have your blinkers left and right here. As you increase in speed, each one of these little marks indicates 1 mile per hour. So this will move up as you gain in speed. To your left and right, you have your information that will tell you how to connect to it via Bluetooth. And this will allow you to get into Android Auto and CarPlay. Your light indicators are gonna be at the top, right here. So when you turn on your lights, it'll show you low beams and high beams. And the screen does dim in high beams, so it's not glaring in your face when you're riding. We're gonna talk about your right-hand controls here. This is your right lever, brake lever. This controls the front brake of your bike. Most people would say use this after you use your rear brake, or use your rear brake and front brake at the same time. But you generally don't want to pull this first because it could cause you to slide out. So the top toggle switch here has your cruise control and your walk mode, and your park mode to release park or put it in park. So right here is how you turn on your headlights. The far right is completely off. The middle is just your halo, and then the far left is your main headlight and also your high beam, but you can control that with your left-hand controls. Down below is your mode switch. This is how you toggle between all 4 modes, from eco, normal, sport, and hyper mode. To get out of park, you need to just depress the park button. To turn on your lights, you're only gonna see the light indicator turn on when you push this to the far left. To activate hyper mode, you still use this mode switch, but you need to hold it down for 3 seconds. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. I'm gonna go over some of the really cool features that the RCR 80V has exclusively. We're gonna talk about other modes that are in this toggle switch. You have reverse, you have cruise control, and you have walk mode. I'm gonna explain to you how to get into them. To get into reverse, you need to first press the P to unlock the throttle. Then you need to hold down the P and it will go into reverse. And as you are holding it down, you can twist the throttle and then the bike will actually start activating and rolling in reverse. For walk mode, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna depress the P to get the throttle active, and then you hold down the top of the toggle button, the one with the little wrench and the cruise control icons, and that will start rolling the bike forward. The last special mode on this toggle switch on your right-hand control is cruise control. Cruise control is something that you need to be really careful with. You are on a 2-wheeled device. It doesn't have any other safety features on it other than your brakes and your own ability to control the bike. So cruise control is not meant for stunting, like standing on the bike or doing wheelies. You don't want to do any of that, trust me. Stunting and cruise control don't mix well. To set cruise control while you're not doing wheelies or standing on the bike, on the seat of the bike, you just press this button while you're throttling. That will set your cruise control speed, and then you can let go of the throttle, and you'll notice the bike will feel like it's accelerating, but that's actually just it being set at that constant speed. So when you are in cruise control, it will feel like it's just constantly accelerating, but it's actually, if you look at the miles per hour, isn't really actually going up in speed. It's just a very unique feeling to cruise control on a bike because you're not holding on to the throttle and you actually feel power coming out from underneath you. So if you're a skater or an EUC rider, this is gonna probably feel pretty natural to you because you're used to riding things without your hands on the handlebars. So I actually really like cruise control. It's where I can like flap my wings around and do things that I just said you shouldn't do. All right.
And that's cruise control.
And that's cruise control, yeah. Let's move over to your left-hand side where you see your headlight switch, your blinker switch, and your horn switch. To turn on your lights, you actually have to have your switch on your right side all the way over to the left. So now your lights are on and you can go over here and you can see your high beam and low beam switch. So right now it's in low beams. If I switch to high beam, you'll see on the dash that it will switch to high beams. Next, below your lights, you have your blinkers. You have your left and your right blinkers. These aren't self-canceling blinkers, so you do need to remember to put this back in the center to turn off your blinkers. We'll show you what the blinkers look like on the dash. So here's your left blinker. And then here's your right blinker. Just below your blinkers is your horn. And that's pretty self-explanatory. You just press your horn when someone pulls out in front of you so they know that you are behind them. You press your horn when an old lady's trying to cross the street and you do need to stop for her and let her cross the street. And one of the most important controls on your left-hand side is your left-hand brake lever. This controls your rear brake. This also has regen, so when you lightly depress this, you'll feel a very powerful braking sensation before you actually fully activate the brake pads on your brake caliper in the rear. So just note that this has a fairly powerful activating regen. It won't feel that strong at a full battery because a full battery has nowhere for the power to go. So regen will start to work after you take a few percentage off your battery, then it will start to feel pretty strong. Okay, to end this video, I'm gonna just show you some helpful tips to get you riding and make sure you're riding safe. So one of the things you might need to adjust is your headlight angle. So you can rotate this up and down and then get this perfectly at the right angle. What I like to do is have a wall where I can see the beam and get it at the right height, or just adjust it to your liking while you're in a dark road so you can see where the light beam is shining on the road. Next is just adjusting your handlebars where you like them. Typically, you want to almost line them in parallel with your forks. I like to have mine leaning a little forward. If you're new to a moped or a electric bike with pedals or electric motorcycle with pedals, I like to ride the pedals level. So I like to ride with my right foot in front of me and my rear foot behind me level. I don't like to ride with the pedals up high because then that would cause my knee to be up high. So just note, level out your pedals so that way your knees are at the same height. To adjust the tension of your rear shocks, if you want them to be super soft, you can just wind this up counterclockwise up to the top here, or you can wind it down to make it stiffer. This is very easy to adjust. You can just adjust them and then make sure you have the same number of threads on both sides so you have even compression on both shocks. One of the really cool things about the rear rack on the 80 volt is that it is fully customizable. So you can remove the rear rack altogether, just this piece, the black section, move your taillight. There are 2 holes on this fender, and then the light will kind of reflect through these little scalloped holes, which is really cool. Or you can remove just this plate here and then just have the rack so you have these little rungs to attach things. There's a bunch of rungs underneath the rack here, and you can attach things to this and make this more versatile, more utilitarian. So it has a bunch of different mode settings essentially where you can adjust this. You just need to take your rear seat off to make this customized to the way that you want. The last thing you want to do before you hit the road is make sure your tire pressure is at 35 PSI. If it is not at 35 PSI, you can pump it up to 35 PSI front and rear, right here. Okay, you've got everything set up. You fully understand your bike, or for the most part. If you don't, you can always reach out to customer service and ask us some questions. A full digital downloadable manual will be coming soon, hopefully in the next couple weeks. I will say that when you're riding the bike, this is very important, there are error codes that come up when you're riding and overheating the battery or overheating the motor. This is normal. This is more of a nanny control to make sure that you don't fully overheat your motor or fully overheat your battery and have the bike shut down on you and completely strand you. So when that does happen, you will see the number 12 or the number 30. So it will say power limited on the left side of your screen. Right here, it will say that, and then the error code will be there. When this happens, don't be alarmed. Just ease off the bike. Don't keep riding it super hard and continuing to allow the bike to limit your power. Because at a certain point, if you keep pushing it, it will fully limit your power, and then you will have to take a break. What I advise is just slowing down, stop riding super aggressively, because this likely only happens in sport mode and hyper mode when you're climbing hills aggressively or riding really fast. And what I do is I just slow down, ease off the throttle, give it a few minutes to cool back down while I'm riding. The best thing, in my opinion, is to keep riding it because it gets the nice airflow over it, and then it will just cool down. But if you want to take a quick break, like a lunch or grab a coffee, that will fully cool your bike down, and then you can keep riding it aggressively. But just note that it's totally normal to see those codes come up, and the fact that it says it's limiting your power is totally okay. That might sound foreign or kind of crazy to you guys who have 72 volts. I just want to say that the 72 volt had really no protection like this. And so it is actually a good thing, and it will keep your bike healthy for longer, and it will actually just allow you to ride longer and not overheat all your systems. So happy riding, and hope to see you guys out on the road in the next meet, and post all your pictures and all your content wherever you are, because we love to see you guys riding these new bikes, and we can't wait to see all of your custom builds. So have fun, guys.